All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Twisted Minds Hero in the left side of the map, up against Dark on the right side. It's Dark's very last tournament, the 2019 World Champion, 2016 World Champion runner-up, and of course, a guy who's won so many other tournaments, one of the most stable players over the years. We've had to do a bit of a ghetto setup here with the cameras for Dark, as we had a big issue with his webcam broke, but that's okay. We've managed to hodgepodge it together with his phone set up there, guys, and we are going to try and get him going. So we've got the drones on the right side. Let's see if Dark can bring it back in his last tournament. He's made magic happen against Serral with a huge upset there in the previous stage, but now in the semi-finals against Hero, a player that he used to go back and forth in series with. More recently, though, Hero has dominated him. It has not looked close. Hero's early game is crisp. His late game is dominating. Hero does not get supply blocked. Dark always gets supply blocked. It is night and day when you see these two play in the early game. Historically, Dark could still find a way to catch Hero off with all these surprise curveballs and all-ins. Lately, that hasn't been the case. But that has been in small, meaningless online tournaments, whereas a few $100 on the line. It's a PiGFest Monday. It's a Monday night weekly. Dark doesn't care about these tournaments, even though one of them's my tournament. I know he doesn't care. But now there's $10,000 on the line. It's the last kind of bigger event before he has to go to the military. I'm hoping that he can basically somehow just completely break from the last month or two of his Zerg versus Protoss and pull out some magic here against Hero. We'll see if that's possible. Hero, of course, is in the form of his life, and by all rights, should win this series. But there is that little fanboy hope in my heart that Dark can somehow get the upset, because it would just be such a Cinderella story here, and so beautiful to see him go to the finals. Clem, of course, is waiting in the grand finals. Did Pig just call the Monday Weeklies meaningless? Monday Weeklies, Warty Mondays, PiGFest Mondays, let's be real. $400 weekly tournaments aren't exactly the big bucks for a guy like Dark. And I have many times while commentating his games in those weeklies Twitch chat, I have theorized that he's basically coming off of a bunch of sojus. Because honestly, I mean, what's the most common? If I cast Dark in his first round of a weekly cup, the most common comment is, "Did Dark let his little brother play?" Like, that's actually the most common comment from Twitch chat, because they're like, "What is he doing?" Like, he literally looks like he's rolled out of bed and he's like rubbing sleep out of his eyes as he plays, and he still wins even against pro gamers. It's crazy. Like, he plays the sloppiest play ever in those weekly cups, but he just does these cheeky all-ins and gets the win anyway. It's awesome to watch. Like, it's actually impressive how bad his basics are in the weekly cup, but how good he is at finishing the game from terribly behind. It's awesome to watch. Void Ray first here for Hero. Hides his Stargate in the back. Kill Switch is an interesting map, guys. I think you can break this rock tower. I think it breaks the minerals, and then you can open up a second path into the natural. Dark does take a third. Build orders looked decent for him so far. He does need to get droning, though. He's got a lot of lava there, and there we go. 5 drones are on the way. Does need an extra Overlord. The big numbers we look for is 36, which Darker seems to have conquered the 36 supply block, but he keeps hitting the massive 44 and 58 supply block, and looks like this game's no different, unfortunately. Only now building that Overlord, and he's going to need to build a few more. But, oh, he's going all in. It's Queen Walk. Queen Walk. He's going to go very quick Queen Walk. So he's going to go for early Roach Warren, unless... Do you think he's... Well, he knows now that it's a Void Ray first. I think Queen Walk's pretty decent against this. Fleet Beacon! Wow, Hero! Oh, wow! Hero's going 2 Stargate Fleet Beacon. If he goes Tempest, or even Carriers as well, I mean, both can pick away at this. Question is... Oh, because he's delayed his third. Oh, this is bad for Dark. This is really bad. Because Dark's just planning to do a quick Queen Walk all in, hoping that Hero's rushing a third, but he's got to go Scout and see no third. You see, he's even setting up the Queen path to run through here already. Like, everything is planned ahead here. He wanted to start with a simple timing attack. He's not going to deviate, but it is not ideal. There's still a chance he finds the mark if, like, the Tempest move out, and then the Ravagerling just busts in so quickly and kills all the probes. Hero has no idea what's happening. He's going for the building damage upgrade. He does see the rocks getting taken down. And the Adepts are going to shade back, see if they can grab some kills. But this is already obvious what Dark's up to. Breaking the rocks, Roaches on the front as well. And it's go time. Dark's going to have to start walking across this map. But honestly, being scouted this early, I think Hero's in a great spot to stop this. Void Ray comes in from behind. He's going to try and focus down the extractor. Dark has 2 minutes to end this, says Twitch chat. I think he might have 45 seconds, honestly. Who knows? Maybe that message is a little while ago. But I feel like he's got very little time. And I'm surprised Hero didn't full wall, to be fair. I think even a sentry warp in You refill that with energy, and what can you possibly do here as Dark to get inside this space? 2 shield batteries do go down. Void Ray still picking off drones over there, forcing that Spore Crawler to chase after it. The Adepts trying to hold the choke point. Biles are there. The Adepts going to pull back as the Lings get a bit of a surround. No Sentry Warping is wild. No Sentry Warping is absolutely wild. The Ling Roach Ravager getting in. If those Zealots go down and the Lings get on top of the probes, you can see how slow Tempest are to kill these units. Like, they'll kill them, but they're so slow to do it. And dude, Dark's getting damaged. The Tempest click on the Ravager. They finally take it down. I mean, if you lose a Tempest to Queens, that's an absolute disaster. But Hero micros it back. The probes are going to be starting to fall. 8 have gone down. Obviously, you'll kill this army eventually. The question is, can you defend your workers in the meantime? Adept warps in. Oh, the Adept holds the choke point. The Ling's derping out there. Dark needs more damage. Dark shoving across Kill Switch, one of the small aggressive maps. He's in here so early, so quickly, skipping the Sentry Warp in. A massive mistake for Hero. It's making this game far messier than it needed to be. What an absolute barn burner of a start to this series. It's exactly what Dark needed to do. He needed to put Hero on notice and say, you need to watch out. I'm a crazy person. I will get very aggressive. He's trying to stack his probes in the corner where the Zerglings could not hit them, and they could one-shot the Zerglings in return. And it looks like he has held on. Now, you might think, well, look at the worker count. Dark's ahead. What you have to contend with is the fact that there's 6 Tempests out. Dark has no units that shoot up, and is going for a 35 drone Spire. This is a little bit like trying to purchase Apple with you and your close high school friends' life savings. You're like, hey, we've done pretty well. Some of us have good jobs. We're going to go buy Apple. And when you get there to the meeting and you go, we have a few $100,000 saved up, they laugh at you, much like that Spire was laughing at the idea of getting out enough Corruptors to defend. Those Tempests were going to rip this base apart. There was no answer. Dark scouted way too early, breaking those rocks. Too much time for Hero to prepare. All right, guys, nice game 1 for Hero. Dark in trouble here, and he moves out with his drone. Probe is already coming in. He's hiding the drone on the high ground, hoping that probe will come up. I felt like Hero had a pretty tight game the last time, and Dark, his build order, obviously was not designed to be going up against a 2-base build. He was hoping Hero would rush for a 3rd. Oh, he goes for the proxy hatchery, but Hero's ready for it. Oh, this is going to be a disaster. Oh, this is a disaster. Dark's got 600 minerals, guys. This build order is completely off the rails right now. This is not looking good at all. This is not looking good at all. Dark is in a disastrous position. His gas and pool are 45 seconds late. Oh my gosh, and he still doesn't have a hatchery up. Dark's in trouble, guys. It is a minute 40 into this game. Dark, 300 minerals in the bank. He's got to go take a 3rd. It's the only thing he can do here to try to make it out. Dark's opening not as crisp here as Heroes. And this is kind of what we expected in this matchup. Like I said, Dark is a massive underdog against Hero. So it is especially hard for him. You know, he's got to go to the military in like a day or two. It's crazy for him to you know, is he going to be in his best form? It's crazy for Dark to be here. But with these openings, he's not going to do it. The secret to ZVP is clean, tight early game right now. And that's something where game 1, he got supply box on 44 for a while. Game 2, his opening has been an absolute disaster. He's going to take a second gas here to try and get this queen started, I believe. It's still not enough, though. He's so supply blocked right now. Ah, this is really bad. Yeah, builds a spore there to get the queen started. Ling speed's on the way, but this is a terrible opening for Dark so far. There's no way to glaze it otherwise, guys. You know, you can't put lipstick on a pig. Got to be careful saying that. I believe I said that last PiGFest, and then someone added like $500 to the prize pool because my wife said she'd actually put lipstick on me if someone did it. All right, that was not fun. We're not going to use that saying anymore. I don't have any shame. I will do things to boost the prize pool for StarCraft tournaments, guys. I'm pretty sure I ate some of that lipstick accidentally, though. Oh, here we go. Lings go in. Not going to find anything. All right, what can Dark do from here, guys? Well, he's got 3 hatcheries. Dark has always had an indefatigable ability to just win games from bad starts. The problem is that Hero is by far one of the most dynamic Protoss with his harassment. So if he gets the lead, he's going to be darting oracles in. He's going to queue up another oracle here at 150 gas, fills that one with energy. He's going to be coming with oracles. He's going to send his adepts out soon and have a relatively quick 3rd behind this as well. He'll send a probe out to take a 3rd as these adepts move out of the map. And it's going to be so hard for Dark to handle that. He's got 2 queens in the natural. They're on the wrong side of the hatchery, one could argue, but good moves, especially if he goes to the extractor. Doesn't quite get it down. Great queen movement, though. Oh, bad stutter step for Dark. Missed stutter stepped a little bit. And that's 4 drones. Nice snipes for Hero. Fantastically successful first Oracle. And because Dark already, of course, had a bad start, he can't really afford things like that. So Hero now with the 4 Adepts behind it. Dark's frantically trying to drone to catch up. But 6 Zerglings, not enough to deal with 4 Adepts. So he's got no extra Zerglings. These 4 Adepts may just wipe the floor with him here. This is a really, really big problem. Remember that Dark is not going to have a chance to play in the World Championship or anything like that this year, guys. Hero, on the other hand, is in fine form with GSL, World Championship, all sorts of things right around the corner for him. Dark, on the other hand, 1 foot out the door. Despite that, he has had a magical run in this tournament. But I'm not sure he has the answers. He might feel a little stuck against Protoss right now, and especially against a Protoss as good as Hero, where it felt like Dark has been doing a lot of the same sort of bag of tricks for the last couple of years in Zerg vs Protoss. And that bag of tricks has become a little bit weaker. A lot of his Queenling Nidus attacks and things like that used to work a lot better when the Oracles didn't have energy recharge. And it felt like he did lose some of his most lethal builds. 42 drones against 50 probes. Forge, Twilight, 3rd and 4th gateways here. Oracle's going to pull back as well. Oh, here we go! Oh, okay. Adepts do shade up the ramp. Zerglings trying to do what they can. The Lings are going to try to get on top. The Adepts there are in trouble. Nice surround. This is a good angle. Got to not take any drone losses, though. I think he's got to pull those drones away. Pull the drones. Dark's not pulling the drones, which means even on Reddit points, those Adepts do get... Okay, only 2 drones. Not too bad. That could have been much worse. There was a Spore here. Oracles come in. Great drone pull. At the end of the day, 4 drones could have been much worse for Dark. But doesn't have a 4th hatchery. He realizes that's a problem, so he's going to send a drone out north to take this one. He's got melee almost finished, but no lair started, and that is a real problem. To recover, he had to go super mineral focused, and now he's trying to put back on gas a little bit, but it's so very late against Blinken +1 already here. But at least Dark's got a bit of map control. He's still down 11 workers, but building many workers at a time can maybe recover for that. And going to 8 gate, 6 gas. Templar Archives is about to go down for Hero. If you're going 6 gas here, that is always the next step. It should be happening in the next 15 seconds. Hero, plenty of gas in the bank. Stalkers are warping in, but with things like shield batteries at home, that's what he's got to go for. And he even goes for a second Forge after that Templar Archives. Oh my gosh, it's a Foracle build. Some people have hair follicles, guys. Hero, on the other hand, builds for Oracles, which we like to call the Foracle. And not going to be able to cancel the 4th. Good reaction with the queens. There's only 5... Dude, there's only 5 queens on the entire map. Oh my lord, Dark is poor this game. That's every queen. He's like not injecting any of his hatcheries right now. Okay, he got 1 new queen popped out in his natural at least. At least his natural's injecting. Oracle comes back for more, does lose it. Nice catch there, but Dark, he's down heavily in the workers. What can he find with the Zerglings? Cannon and battery at the 3rd. Adept in the wall off. Hero has gotten so much better at leaving that unit in the wall off recently. It's actually crazy to see how good he is at that. All right, that's an easy snipe on the 4th. Can't really do anything about that. 1 Stalker goes down. Dark, punish a few more Stalkers. It would be nice. Gets the 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Oh my gosh, he's killing a lot of Stalkers, surprisingly. The Oracles are actually out of juice. Only 1 Oracle still has energy for the laser to be turned on. Dark gets a shockingly good fight. He has a new 4th base down there, plus 2 melees on the way. He's building Roach's Lings. Infestation Pit goes down. I do think Hero, like, missing that sentry in game 1. You know, Hero's not playing perfect. He's leaving little openings. If Dark can start to get a bit of momentum, he'll feel his way back into this series. Like, once his confidence starts to grow, he could really get some movement, some momentum. And I'm hoping it happens, guys. Now, for those who don't know, if you're watching on YouTube, we were mentioning it before, guys. We did have a tech issue which delayed this series. We sorted that out. Unfortunately, Dark's webcam broke. So we've done a very creative solution there. And if you look closely at his camera, you may notice something. Something, you know, a little different. And I just feel like at this point, he's got map control. He starts a hive. It's like he's starting to cook. Oh, okay, yeah. He looked a little stoic. He was a little demotivated before, but now we have, okay, he's really starting. You can see, oh, his IQ points are rubbing together. Those brain neurons. And yeah, we definitely, this is definitely a live feed of Dark's face. Definitely a real camera feed we're using. I can't believe no one picked up on it in chat before. Yeah, that's what he's actually doing while playing. Now, a lot of people wonder, how does he play with one hand? Just remember, guys, we do have more than hands we can use. And much like Lava in StarCraft 1, Dark is adept at playing with his foot on the keyboard. There we go. Ling Roach Ravager coming forwards right now, but the Oracles still have a lot of energy. He's got to be careful going off creep like that. Dark's up 20 supply, but it's mostly Roach Ling supply, and Roach Speed's not quite ready. Oh man, no Roach Speed. This is a big mistake for Dark. Oh gosh, he's going to have to take his hand off of his chin there just to micro. 100% of effort going to the micro. The Queen's getting overwhelmed by the Oracles. And back to Stoic Dark there. Oh, this has been a rough start to the series as Twisted Minds Hero gets the 2-0 lead. All right, guys, Dark in the top right. We're going to Talisman. And let's see if he can get a better opening. It looks like Hero's not even going to try to block him, because on this map, you have two options. You can take this base, which Hero's going for, which is the normie base, or you can take the half gold base over here. And surprisingly, actually, Dark goes for the normie base. Not what I expected. But I think Hero knows if he blocks this base, Dark just takes the other, and vice versa. So sending a super early probe is not that effective. He's just going to go for a gate scout to make sure he is not getting cheesed. Hero has been pretty focused. Probably should make Hero's camera big. Sorry, guys. We've just been a bit overwhelmed with all the production today. I guess you can still see most of his reactions and stuff. It's just funny, the differential in face size, isn't it? We do have an anti-Protoss bias here in this channel, guys. A big brain Zerg player as opposed to, look at that tiny brain Protoss player. It's like... good probe denial. Dark doesn't really care to counter micro this stuff usually. Dark's a very sneaky player, but his attention to detail nowhere near the same level, especially when it comes to these sweaty try-hard things like microing here to try and deny the minerals. Basically what he does, guys, he mines minerals, and then it bounces the other worker off because only one worker can mine at a time, but he keeps stopping it from finishing mining, because once you've got minerals in your hand, you need to return that before you can mine anymore. So just a good little bit of cute harassment while he's scouting this base, trying to disrupt. Does go for Gore Cybercore, second gas, pylon after the Nexus, all standard stuff. And we do expect, of course, Stargate Oracle, the main stay opening. Haven't seen the Koreans and especially Hero pick up on like the Robo follow-up to the Oracle, 1 or 2 Oracles into like Archon drop. That build's so popular in Europe with guys like Mana, Christianer, these guys really enjoying that build and looking very good with it, but the Korean player is very rare. Now, we could see Glaive Adept. This would probably be the perfect game to bring it out for Hero after the Oracle. Because you go Stargate, you follow it up with Twilight, you go for Glaives. Like it's a very powerful opening. Now Dark's going to go for his third. You do want to break these rocks pretty early if you go for this third base. Otherwise, it can be hard to defend. I mean, like, you can just open those minerals as well. Put a drone on those now to help open it up ahead of time would be nice. Okay, what do we got? Probe's getting chronoed out. Void Ray on the way. Hero's really enjoying this Void Ray, isn't he? Loves the Void Ray choice. It does put Zerg in the dark. I always feel like, if you're really, really tight on your early game, playing against Void Ray feels really good. And if you want to play an intuitive game, kind of around what your opponent's playing, a little bit reactive in your choices, playing against Void Ray just is so annoying. Because it denies your ability to see what's going on until you get like a Lair and Overlord speed and stuff like that. And then Overseers can see everything, but in the early game, you just got to run around with Zerglings and try to guess. Is it going to be Tempest again? Is he going quick Glaives behind the Void Ray? Or is it just a completely normal follow-up with him just denying scouting? Which, so far, with the Oracle building, pretty standard stuff. Like, it seems like it's just a normal build, right? Third Nexus is going to go down. Void Ray's looking for the extra Overlord. Oh, he knows. He knows that Dark's been sending 2 Overlords across the map. Oh, the double value. Juicy start. Now, interestingly, Dark does still build Spores, which shows a very safe mindset. I know some players, when they play against Void Ray, they prefer to just completely skip Spores. Just build a few extra Queens, because the Void Ray is not a serious threat on the mineral line, and it's only the second Stargate unit, the Oracle, that really starts to be a cause for concern. No pull away on the drones. Dark disrespecting that Oracle. And it was the correct call, because it had already taken a few hits from the Queens. But it's going to get in the back, and Stasis Traps. Dark hasn't looked too on point today, so Stasis Traps could really catch him off guard. And... oh, the Queen was too close. A little bit too close, which means that Oracle's got free reign. It's going to be able to do 2 more so far. Good micro for Dark. As long as he builds Overlords, which he's doing right now, he is pretty supply blocked on 66. Normally it's 58 or 74 where he gets supply blocked. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's 5 Adepts. He hasn't opened the minerals. Okay, he's opened up the rocks, though. He does have 3 queens on the front. The lings need to react. The drones are in jeopardy. Oh, jeez. It's okay. Does actually go for the drone surround. A bit of a wild man move. The lings do take over from the drones. 9, 10, 9 workers go down. It's not free. It's a lot of Adepts committed to that. But does tie up the worker count. I gotta say, an okay hold for Dark. It could have been worse. He shuts it down pretty quickly, and he's into Hydras, skipping the Roach Warren. It absolutely could have been a lot worse. The units lost time, really not that bad. They're dead even on workers. It's Blink follow-up into Hydraling. But it's not done yet. The Oracles, 3, 4 more drones. Oh. Pulling your drones away from these sort of moves is so essential, but notice how he doesn't see them coming. Normally you'd have an Overlord out here. This is not Dark being a bad player, guys. It's the Void Ray forces you to pull those Overlords back. So this is just Hero setting himself up for success. With that Void Ray, allows the delayed harassment to find more damage. Oracles are there, Lings do back away. Usually worth trying to engage Stalkers like that, but doesn't find too much. How many trips is it to open the mineral wall? It's like 60 minerals? 65. So I think that's 13 mineral trips, right, guys? I think it's 5 per load. Triple Oracle comes in, doesn't find anything. It feels like Dark's finally got his feet underneath him. The only problem with this series is it reminds me a lot of whenever Dark's played Maru in a Grand Finals. Every time Dark played Maru in a big Grand Finals, it always felt like Maru just kind of showed up and played really generic builds. And Dark would always pull out the cheekiest, big surprising, like he'd do like a big 1-1 Ling Bane bust and just smash through Maru game 1, game 2. I'm thinking of like, 2022 Valencia, 1 or 2 of their GSL finals, same sort of thing happened. And it always felt like Dark would start those series with a lot of momentum because he just came in with a tighter plan while the other guy was just like, oh, I'll just figure it out as I go. And it feels like this is the role reversal of that, right? Where now Dark's cooking, he's playing good StarCraft, but he's doing it from behind. And not just that, he's going for Roach Hydra, because I don't know, is Roach Hydra really the plan you want to go for? The Oracle sees no hive, sees Hydras coming out. It's blatantly obvious you're going all in on Roach Hydra. Hero's got Storm finished. I don't know about this. It feels like just Blink and lots of Storm can defend this. On the other hand, there's only 4 Stalkers. I don't know. Where's the Stalker count? He's got 8 gateways. He's trying to take a 4th. He's probing right now. Hero has literally no fighting units, and he's probing. Okay, he's going to make some Archon Zealot. He's warping in some units to try to help out, but I'm like, geez, dude, like, the greed of Hero might just leave an opening here for Dark. Dark's got his thinking face, and he says, why headbutt into Storm? Let's pre-split the army. He's going to pre-split the army. He's going to have to go back into micro mode. He goes back into focus face there. The Zergling's coming in. The Roach Hydra trying to come in with this round. Storms are available. Good spreadies so far, but Muscular Augments and +1 and Roach Speed aren't quite done. Dark needs to be really careful. There's no charge! There's Zest. These aren't Zealots. These are Zestlets, guys. Zest was famous for always forgetting charge with his Zealots. These are Zest Zealots. They are very slow. They don't really do that much. The Roach Hydra's baiting out all the Storms. This is a pretty excellent attack. He's just got to be careful. You're not on a timer right now as Dark because you've already wasted all the Storm. Yes, there'll be an energy recharge, but I feel like your Remax is a little bit better. He should actually go back to Hydras here and keep on spreading his units out. I think staying spread is the key. If he can keep units on that left side as well, it's very hard for Protoss to find a fight. The supply is still very dangerous for Dark, but he found a decent bit of fight. The Storms are nice, though. Stasis Traps in reserve are really good as well. Hero not blinking his Stalkers back. A little sloppy. Stasis Trap, though, might just save the day. There's one more Stasis in the back. It could be absolutely massive if it freezes a bunch of these Roaches. The High Templar are in the open. Dark here had a way better opening. And he is saying, let's keep it simple, stupid. Let's just go for Roach Hydra off of a good opening. And he was so much better in the early game this time around. Of course, Hero left him alone. And I think that's the secret to success because Dark's defense of the early shenanigans hasn't been great. Hydra's fighting the Oracles, and the Oracle's not able to overwhelm. They killed 3 or 4 Hydras, but the Hydras win that fight. A few more Stalkers do come in. Immortal pops out. Dude, that Hero Immortal with the shield battery. Storm doesn't really land on too much. Those Archons do morph. The High Templar morph into the Archon. More Roaches coming in. Dude, if Hero might get back in this game. Hero's the sort of wizard who could somehow turn this into a hold. I don't know. It shouldn't really be possible. Energy recharge is available. He lands a 6 Storm on the Roach Hydra. The Roach Hydra has breached. These Roaches on the natural might need to pull back. He does try to click on the Immortal. Can he get it? The answer is maybe, but good micro for Hero. Oh, the Immortal does go down in the natural. At the same time, Roach Hydra's starting to bust through. The Zealots do have charge now, but the Stalkers out front are getting great value. Hero's micro getting amazing value there. Unfortunately, the moment the Roach Hydra's on top of the probes, that value is completely negated because Hydras are going to remove your probes so very quickly. Clicking the pylon would be nice there. Hero does not have the numbers. And Dark, he says, you don't pylon block me? I get Roach Hydra? Get wrecked, nerd. All right, guys, Hero in the bottom left side of the map. We've made his camera a little bit bigger to try and match Dark's. He's kind of cracking his neck from side to side. I think he's a little annoyed because Dark did manage to get that third hatchery down and maybe would have liked to get that block down as well. He's gone across the map very early with a probe to disrupt Dark's opening. And I think looking at how game 1 and 2 went, you just crushed Dark when you got in his face early and messed up his build. We really see that. I think if you leave Dark alone, he can have a pretty clean build order. But if you get in there early and mess with him, oh my lord, it is tough for Dark to keep up because Hero can harass dynamically. Whilst also macroing perfectly, I was going to say. Sorry, guys. I was looking at Twitter earlier, and Gemini, who does all of the wall-off guides for all things Protoss, the subreddit, he just posted a screenshot of Hero's pylon placement on one of the new maps, and just like, why, Hero? What is... His wall-offs are always the ugliest thing. Like, he always just slaps a pylon down randomly in the middle and is like, I don't know, I'll put something else in front of this later, I guess. It's just such a ridiculous spot to put the pylon. Like, no one else walls off like Hero. For those who don't know, I mean, most of you are fans of Hero, you know how he plays. The man walls off like no other. He just has never memorized a pylon spot. He never does the same wall off twice in a row. He always just slaps the pylon down somewhere and then figures out where the wall should go. This one is actually super duper safe because you can build a gateway in front, but then the wall off is very much open on the left, which means you want to take this third base. So as long as he takes this third base rather than that one, I think this kind of placement, I mean, you could go there with the gateway and then actually still go to the right, and that would be decent. Adept's going to get forward. Let's see how well Dark can defend. Oh, bad start, but Hero wasn't watching. Lets the drone slip by. Good start, actually, for Dark, considering... Oh, fighting off creep is crazy. I mean, that's like a move you do to catch a noob out who can't multitask, right? If you run 2 Lings in their base and then you just A-move their Adept here at the same time because they can't defend and attack at the same time. Trying this on Hero is a bit crazy. Dark's going to get super punished for this, man. You're meant to split the Lings between both bases. And he's taking a lot of damage because of this. This is just not how you're supposed to defend an early Adept. And 3 Zerglings and a drone go down. Hero hasn't lost an Adept yet. This is crazy damage for a single Adept poke. This is a little bit unfettered so far. It's something which you should not be letting this happen. It's not the end of the world yet, but it is the beginning of a good start, which could snowball. Getting the probe would be the optimal target. The Lings are going to back off. There are 12 on the map. At least this keeps the Oracle away from him for a while. And that 44 supply block, Dark's favorite, does get out of that now at 3 minutes 55. Doesn't feel like it was the absolute worst supply block, especially not with who we're talking about. Dark, the king of the supply block. Part of the package. 8 more drones on the way. Still not back on gas at past 4 minutes. I mean, he did look pretty good with the melee build and the very mineral-heavy comeback in the last game. You gotta be careful playing like that, though. And that's gonna be a kill on the Spore Crawler. Oh, should have cancelled that. 75 minerals and the drone go down, which is extra expensive. If you're really quick and you cancel it right after a shot hits it, you can sometimes rebuild another Spore. And it already starts with a few more hit points. Glaive Adept coming in behind. It is double Oracle into Glaives. This build traditionally hard counters Dark because Dark is allergic to Roach Warrens. He almost never builds a Roach Warren unless he's doing an all-in of his own. He almost always just goes straight lair into Hydras, but he is so late on gas this game. He's only got 5 Queens as well. I mean, oh my gosh. Without a quick... I mean, if you don't have a lair started at 5 minutes and you're not building a Roach Warren, you're actually a madman. I mean, we don't need... I mean, we already knew this about Dark, but what's he going to do with his money? And how's he going to defend the Adepts? I know he doesn't know about the Adepts, but... Okay, does stop that stasis. I mean, Hydra at 520 is wild, guys. Oh, he doesn't pull far enough away. Oh, he tried to do a fancy trick there, but does still get 3 drones frozen. Spore Crawler does build, at least. Queens are running around the map willy-nilly right now. Roachron at 5.5 minutes. Oh, no. The Adepts are coming. It's 14 Adepts. He's building drones right now. He's going to 70 workers almost. Oh, my lord. Dark is about to get walloped. Ladies and gentlemen, the man is a wizard. No magic is going to get you out of this. I mean, you basically need a hack. You need something to change the reality of numbers in the universe. He needs teriology right now. He needs 1 times 1 to be 2 because of multiplication. And those Adepts, they were multiplying, and that's how science works. Multiplication! It means adding things, not staying the same. Hero up 3-1. All right, guys, Hero all over this series right now. Dark is going to have to go into deep thought mode to process and figure something out. Now, Gateway goes down once again. Pylon in an absolutely hilarious position. Just kind of out in the middle. But he makes it work, you know, especially with the energy refill and the oracles. These wall-offs never really get Hero into trouble anymore because you are so safe with those Stargate openings. Dark will just go and take the 3rd base once again. And we'll see how it goes. Make sure, if you're watching live, you get your predictions in quick. Pi's going to be closing those earlier this time around. These games can end or start to show advantages pretty heavily 3-4 minutes in. Now, for Dark, the big mistake in that last game, guys, was just not splitting his Zerglings. There is a system. When you get forced to take your 3rd like this, I mean, most players, if they really don't like defending, because it is much harder to defend Adepts and Oracles, you just go for a 15 hatchery before Overlord on your natural. Shin does this, Serral does this all the time, and it's really good. Right now, Dark's losing quite a bit of mining time, but he's going to counter micro a little bit at least. Hero definitely winning the micro war early on in this game, as Dark hopefully can cook up some good defense. But like I said, you want to have 3 Lings in the main, 3 Lings in the 3rd base, Queen up front. If the Adept tries to run past the Queen, then the Zerglings engage. But Dark basically throws every Queen and every Zergling on one control group. So he's not as like systematic with his early game defense, and I think when he's on point, it doesn't matter because he's just so good with his manual control, but he's had a very slow start today. And it really feels like, you know, after that amazing ZVZ against Serral, where he's just so on point, it's kind of tough to figure things out. Chat saying his beard's going to be rubbed raw by the end of this match. Well, he's got to use the early game to think, guys. Tasteosis would be talking about Nintendo games, making dumb jokes. Dark's going to use this time to stroke his beard. Guys, he's going to build another gateway there and have the pylon in front of all the buildings it's meant to protect, isn't he? This is the best wall. You put a gateway there and a pylon there, that pylon will be a good backup powering. You got to be honest, that's the fuggliest thing I've ever seen in my life. That is such an... Yeah, there's such an absurd wall. It's so ridiculous. Oh! Pylon blocks to stop the Lings getting... And that's a very good move. I like that. Now, has he fixed his defense this time? No Lings on the 3rd. Hopefully he's building the 2 Lings on the 3rd. Okay, he's got 2 Lings on each side rather than 3. I think that's good enough. And the Adept could still commit, be annoying, but it's going to be a bit harder to find any damage. The Oracle's on the way. Now, Dark, behind on workers. We want to see him build a bunch of drones here and then Overlords. He's gone 4 Queens very early, and that has slowed down his droning significantly. If you do that, you really need to make sure that you do not take any drone loss. And he's already queued a 3rd Queen. Okay, he cannot be taking damage. He's non-stop building Queens, which is good for having the Queens out early. But you can see all the idle lava sitting here. And those Queens are expensive, 175 minerals each. So the fact that there's a lot of idle lava means he can't afford to take too much damage. He built 2 Overlords ahead of time. Dark, not getting supply blocked. Like, yes, he was blocked for a second, but that's part of the build. Like, he's actually doing a much better opening this game. Can he defend the Oracle? 3rd Queen comes in. Oh, and the 4th Queen. Oh, okay. I mean, he does still lose 3 drones, so not super ideal, but good damage on the Oracle. It's not going to be able to do that again. 3rd Nexus now up for Hero, or on the way, I should say. This is a much better start for Dark so far. He's also got 8 Lings out with 4 more building, which is the right number to deal with a few, 2-3 Adepts if they move out now. And he can go back to drones. Lair starts very early there. He's going to do a Chadray Annihilator. He's going to do Queenling Nidus this game. I think he might just go quick Hydras. It feels a little too early for Hydras, but it could be. Dark's build orders are very by feel. They are not locked in stone. If you watch a player like Lambo who's efficiency focused, he will do something and you can tell what he's going to do 2 minutes from then because he wants to do a very optimal follow-up, right? Something well planned, well optimized. Dark will do things that he feels is right in the moment. And this indeed is a Hydra tech because he's going 3 gases. It's not the Nidus Zergling Queen. If it is, it's incredibly sloppy. But yeah, 9, 10 more drones on the way. Nah, this is good. This is good for Dark. He's taken some losses, but, you know, double oracles, triple oracles, not a cheap opening. It's going to be what it looks like, 4-gate blink afterwards. I do think Dark, it would be nice to get a 4th up. Oh, those drones not pulling away was a bit sloppy. I want to be a little critical of his Overlord vision, guys. That Queen comes forward, gets some good damage on the oracles at least, but another 4 workers do go down. And if we look at his vision, yeah, this is the hole that those oracles kind of came through, which is why he didn't get much warning. Maybe another creep tumor here. Or if this Overlord was further out, would have been nice as well. Nonetheless, Dark's doing good. 55 drones to 50. This is the semi-finals of PigFest. It feels like it has been a step down in terms of organization from the last match, but that's Dark against Hero. It's always sloppy chaos and mind games between these two. And Hydrodon is coming in so fast. That is really nice. It's only 4 gas for now. And I'm going to send 1 Zergling in to set that off. Well done. Oracle's just going to keep being a nuisance if you don't leave a Queen in the main. Problem that Dark has, guys, is remember what I said. He puts every Queen on 1 control group. So they often don't have Queens stationed in the main or natural, which means he doesn't really have any mobile anti-air. Sorry, guys. The floorboard got skipped. The scoreboard got flipped there. Just a button misclick. Queen and a few drones get frozen. That's fine. That's not too bad. It's a 21-second freeze. It really doesn't matter. It's how you deal with these stalkers that does matter. Trying to get the gold up. Super greedy, man. It's so greedy. 13 Hydras are coming out. Groove Spines. He has 13 Hydras with Groove Spines, and Dark defends this base okay. He should be good. Is he going to do a Hydra all-in off the gold base? Oh, he might. He might not even drone bind this. He might just go straight for augments. He doesn't have the gas for it right now. Just go mass Zergling production, make the movement speed upgrade, muscular augments for your Hydras, and then just go. Hydras are out. Groove Spines is here. Going to try to jump on top. He's got to spread these lings through the stasis traps. Pretty good spread so far, but there's still a stasis on the right side, which is a little bit problematic for Dark. Good spready. Good spready. I love to see it. Hydra's on the front. Decent angle. Stalker Micro is good for Hero, though. Hero with very good Stalker Micro, and he's got reserve stasis traps as well. Lots of energy on these oracles. So really good trading for him so far. The Adepts are going to finish their shade. Bit of a mistake there for Hero. He's going to use that to try to poke in the front. The Lings do stay on the front for a second, but here come the Hydras. Almost get an Oracle. One does go down. Second Oracle almost falls as well. Ling Hydra. Numbers are pretty big, but Dark feels kind of all in right now. Does damage the Stalkers. He's on 54 workers. That being said, he's got a gold base, which I think means if he holds down the drone key, takes a 5th, goes 2 more gases, go infestation, I think he could play a longer game. I don't think he has to keep massing Hydra Ling. If he does, he should try to split units around and flank this army. If he can flank this army, it would be excellent. He's going to try to come forward as the stasis trap comes out. The Hydras are really well spread. Beautiful engagement here for Dark. Supply, though, is neck and neck. Templar Archives has only just finished 3 base against 4 bases, but even though Hero is down a base, he's up 13 workers, and that's nothing to scoff at. The Stalkers have been getting value, but they are getting heavily damaged, and Dark is going to try to jam it. A little bit crazy pushing up that ramp, and I think it's the right call to pull back. A little costly poking up there. He's going to try to rally, but he doesn't have much Zergling reinforce, which really hurts him. And we're going to see Zealot Archon coming in, which is much better against the Zerglings. Hydras have good position. I don't know if Dark's reinforcement is strong enough. Gold base is nice. Is it nice enough? These Hydras on the bottom need to shove in. He does have the movement speed upgrade. Those Hydras are all kind of stuck behind each other on the bottom. He's going to push up that ramp. The Stalker count's getting a little bit low. The Oracles come in. I think with the Oracles in charge, it's going to be a hold. Hero does break through the Hydra line. A fantastic hold for Hero. He's got a 4th base behind it. Storm and +1 on the way. That may be just enough to hold on. But wait, here comes that Ling Reinforce. Like I said, if this Ling Reinforce was on time, I think he could have maybe crushed that last battle. It's not over yet. He's still got a few Hydras. If he had 6 or 7 more Hydras, those Lings would be such good tanks. Dude, the energy recharge got wasted because he doesn't have Storm. He's going to have another one in about 25 seconds. The Hydra Ling's doing some damage. I don't know if it's enough, though. Dark still ahead on supply. He's making this game messy, but the big Stalker Warpins are here. Dark still massing Hydra Ling, but he's going to have to tap out there. He couldn't quite break Hero. And it is unfortunate there for Dark. He's going to have to go back to being a little bit sad there. Oh, I think that fight was actually so close. Let's go take a look. If he had more Zerglings rallying in the middle of this fight, this could have been big, right? Like, you can imagine just a few more Lings coming in. And I don't know, it's kind of hard because obviously this ramp is tricky to push up. I don't think you want to stop to break the rocks. I think he had to kind of force it. But these Lings are a little slow. Oh no! How long was this sitting here? Oh no! What? He wasn't F2ing and he left a bunch of Lings at his base. Oh, and then a few Hydras as well. At a crucial moment. Oh, that's super unfortunate. Oh, Dark not quite able to do it. And Hero manages to get a 4-1 victory. Dark not showing up in his best form today. But dude, what an epic story it has been to get him here. Keep in mind, this psychopath, guys, this crazy man came through Serral. He came through a group stage where we thought, he might not make it out. I don't think he's going to get out of the groups again. Beat Serral 4-3 like an absolute psychopath. Amazing series. And even here, with some terrible starts, almost takes down another map there off Hero. Would have made it 3-2. Almost gave us a game 6. At the end of the day, it is a 4-1. Hero deserves that win. He goes to the finals. It's going to be Hero against Clem in the grand finals. Best of 9, guys. And that is exciting because, yes, Clem beat him 4-1 earlier in the bracket down there, right? Took out Hero's first light. They both had the first seed, which is why Hero got a second chance against Bunny to get to the semis. But definitely, Hero's going to want revenge because the last time he got stomped on. GG, well played. We don't want to take too much of your time because we want to let you get ready for the finals. So we'll give you, a good, extended break to prepare. But big congratulations. Yeah, the games were a little bit messy. Were you surprised at all?
일단은 다음 경기 준비하셔야 되기 때문에 일단 최대한 짧게 할게요. 일단 승리 축하드리고요. 오늘 경기에 대해서 좀 어떻게 평가하시나요? 오늘 되게 좀 확실히 좀 치열하고 어떻게 보면 좀 지저분했던 경기였긴 했는데 좀 어떠셨나요?
영우랑 하면은 항상 이런 지저분한 게임을 하게 되는 것 같은데 오늘 좀 정신을 잘 차려서 이길 수 있었던 것 같고 다행인 것 같은데 산 넘어 산이라고 또 레미가 있기 때문에 좀 생각을 많이 해봐야 될 것 같습니다.
Well, every time I face against Dark, it always goes messy games. So yeah, in that case, in that sense, I think I held up my end. So yeah, I think I held my senses and done better in the games. But well, this is not the end. So I mean, there's another like a big mountain called Clem. So I have to work through that also there.
Yeah, one step at a time. It's going to be really hard, but it's good to have a smooth series there. I like the way you opened up Tempests early on at the start of the series, and it seemed to work out really well. Was there any special reason to go Tempest at the start, or you just felt like it was a good map for it?
이번에 또 폭풍함 빌드를 또 쓰셨잖아요. 그래서 그 폭풍함 빌드를 좀 쓰신 이유가 있는지.
일단 맵을 천천히 보는데 도저히 명우의 쇼부를 막을 각이 안 나오더라고요. 맵이 너무 가깝기도 하고 좀 힘들 것 같아가지고 그나마 가까운 거 이용할 수 있는 게 폭풍함이기 때문에 한번 활용해봤는데 빌드가 갈려서 좀 이길 수 있었던 것 같습니다.
Yeah, I think that map was particularly closer than other maps. So I thought that it's gonna be tough to defend against his all-in builds or even like timing pushes. So what can I utilize those like closer distances? I think I can use Tempest to utilize that distance. So yeah, I think that's how I came up with that, and I think it went really well because actually he went the builds that cannot defend that well the Tempest well. So I think it worked pretty well.
Definitely did, and it matched up really well against the aggressive play. So I think this was a good series to warm up. Next, we've got Clem. I think your last series against Clem was 4-1, but it was very close games. Could have gone either way. We don't want you to tell any secrets, but what's the attitude change going into the finals?
이제 마지막으로 클램 선수 상대하셨던 게 마침 또 EWC 때 4대1이었잖아요.
네.
그래서 이번에는 좀 근데 이제 4대 1이었음에도 불구하고 되게 이제 뭐라 해야 될까? 되게 치열하고 또 어떻게 보면 거의 어떻게 갈지 모르는 반반의 그런 게임들이었기 때문에 그래서 어 사실 뭐 좀 전략 노출을 하지 않는 선에서 좀 이번에는 좀 어떻게 어떤 마음가짐으로 어떻게 다른 마음가짐으로 좀 임할지 그게 좀 궁금하네요.
일단은 그냥 자신감 있게 이긴다는 마인드로 해야 될 것 같습니다.
The biggest difference I have to make is actually my mindset. I mean, I just have to play with more confidence that I can beat him. So I think that will be the key.
Heck yeah. Well, you're going to have thousands of us cheering for you. We love watching you play, Hero. So we're going to give you a bit of a break now to get ready. Good luck in the grand finals. 감사합니다, and good luck, have fun.
감사합니다.
Hero fighting. Woo!
Thank you.